in order to use them to create a spell to summon the arcane tower back. There was some giant insect-like creature that kind of attacked us once we opened this box and a bunch of water flooded out with these crazy mist demons. It was just protecting its egg, but it attacked us first, and Incration taught it a lesson by killing its egg, its unborn child. And then we killed it. A little bit of evil, but the bug attacked us first. And then we made our way...
Don't look at the map, I did the wrong map. That's the DM's map, don't look. Okay.
So there's a lot of new places there I don't remember.
Then we made our way from
the... screen.
Print screen. Then we made our way from the Arcane Tower to Harveston, stopped in what we thought was a nice poppy field that seemed unaffected by the storm, and ended up seeing that it was a field of nightmares, and I believe it was Ronan and Incration did not get a very good night's sleep at all, while Orion was like, "What's wrong with you? I slept fine." Get to Harveston, and that was the army that you kind of seen on the map. There is knights from the kingdom of Oathbreaker, seemingly loyal to Princess Athena, although they haven't been to Oathbreaker and they don't really know the chaos and death in the streets. They were claiming taxes from the city of town of Harveston, which is Incration's hometown. They wanted... It was originally 400 gold, and I want to say Rowan was able to talk them down to 200 gold, because Incration was all like, what'd you do with my family? Because they went to Incration's childly blacksmith shop and found blood and a sign of struggle, and his family not there. So he was about to fight the entire army, and Orion and Rowan calmed him down enough with Gren, who showed back up. If you guys remember, Gren was the one in Oathbreaker with Strati, aka Taurus, that was attempting to quote-unquote get us out of the city when we were attacked by guards at the gate, and Gren fought with us because Taurus betrayed him.
Yeah.
So we come to find out the Gren is with a group called the Uncanny Vagabonds, and they more so don't really listen to Taurus anymore, because he kind of turned their back on him and gave up some members, and that is against their code. So there is a small group that have broken off that are kind of doing their own thing, and that would include Morgan and Whispering Winds, who are with Gren right now, and they are allies, it seems.
Okay. And in question, regarding the talks, the other 5, I seen in the Magic Item description that we can detect the other talks, but do we know anything about where they could be? Was anything in the tower about their possible location in the dungeon that we crawled in?
There's information. There's a handout. There's information. Yeah, that handout right there on who the Torques were given to, but that was centuries ago. So that might not be the current wielders of the Torques.
But may allow us to go at least to this hex and then start checking there, no? For example.
So Incration was gung-ho to get to Harveston for basically 2 birds with 1 stone, because the adamantine torque was given to Oriel Blackborn, the lawgiver of Harveston, and Incration's family was in Harveston. So the soldier, the captain, promptly Ramar, told us that lawgiver Blackbone has not been in Harveston for some time, so we currently don't know where the current heir of the Blackborn family is at with the Torque, but he is not currently in Harveston.
Okay. And then I guess once Chris Avgi attunes to the Torque, we will know whether Alice is in the region or not, and then we can start from there.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this thing makes you sense the direction. That's good.
Yeah, which is really good. Yes.
And we left the session off on that little prompt right there where it says, Redeemer, is it possible? Orion is contacting his deity to see if we can have a divine sense of what path is best. Currently, our options are use the 3 members of the Uncanny Vagabonds and try to run around the town in secret to start a revolution to chase all these guards out of town, or attempt to sway the captain that his current loyalty is not correct, and see if we can use them, the current captain and the guards, as kind of like a own military for the town of Harveston. There was I forgot to note that group down. The Heroes of
Virtue.
Virtue.
Yep, the Heroes of Virtue are the ones who actually came through Harveston and killed Incration's father, and his mother ran off possibly to the Monastery of the Spirited Leaf. She was the only one to get away. But the Heroes of Virtue have become kind of a militia group for basically coin for hire. So their name may say Heroes of Virtue, but they only follow coin.
Excellent summary as always, Doug, but one minor change thing. So Southkeep, you remember Southkeep protects the southern borders of the Kingdom of Eglarion. It's a fortified thing. When you got there, it was in ruins, and there was a guy called Mal somebody or other who was just kind of hanging around with you at the moment. And he was a soldier, this guy here. And it seems the people of Harveston, well, the militia there, the army there anyway, is not aware of the destruction of Southkeep. And they sent the captain in charge of Harveston sent them to Southkeep to investigate. But that was just a matter of moments ago. So we'll pick up with this divination done by
Avgi. So
Orion.
he's fully attuned.
Ryan.
Oh yeah, that's true. The divination, of course, not the
Yeah.
talk.
But you tuned to that okay, Chris? The talk, it's all good?
Oh yeah. So
do
he's
the
gonna unattune. Yeah, I found the torque, but he is full, so he's gonna unattune to the Iron Stone of Protection. And does anyone want this? It's protected me good so far. And the Iron Stone of Protection, as you know, is this floating stone around your head that gives you +1 AC. So if anyone wants to use that, yeah.
Well, I don't really plan on staying in the front line, so I suggest someone else perhaps take that.
Well, I might be a little reckless because of the emotions, but if nobody's speaking up, I'll take that so I can go after the men who hurt my father.
Attaboy.
Well, you find yourself in trouble often, so that's I think a stone will maybe help you on that respect.
If the queen tries to bite you even more, at least it'll be a little harder this time, right?
Feel free just to attune to that, Doug. Just assume this happened previously and just change your AC on Roll20.
Well, I have to say to that vendor that there is only a selected group of people who have been beaten by the queen. I guess we should make a club or something.
You know,
Doesn't,
that could be the adventurer name.
Beaten by the queen seems like a good banner for us.
Does Incration miss a piece of his ear from the biting of the queen?
That was that I thought she bit my cheek. She bit off Adai's
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Adai's ear.
She had my ear.
Incration's
Yeah.
cheek.
Yes.
My friends.
I think
You
Pizza Piece is making a face.
Well, I salute you. Not many people can claim to have ever tasted the mouth of the queen, but you, my friends, you stand above everyone else in that regard.
Cream of the cream.
I love Queen Athena as a villain. She's so fun.
I hated you so much.
That's how we know it's a good villain.
Oh, there we go. All right. So, Orion, you're casting Divination,
Divination. Yes.
and you're happy with the description that we have. So the specific course of action is trying to show Prolip Ramar, the commander of these troops here, the error of his ways, and join the people of Harveston as an ally.
The three of us spent like 20 minutes after you left this session last week figuring out exactly how to word this, so we typed it. We are done with it.
Yeah. I'll read it. I'll read it in character as he does. AC casts the spell.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make sure I had the wording properly.
Well,
Alright,
let's
so
read it up.
You'll see Orion with the last bit of the realistic message. If it kind of like ignites, and you'll see this bright light, almost like like you're peering into it like a hallway. And Orion goes, "Redeemer, is it possible for the commander, Pralip Raymar, to be shown the hours of his current loyalties and join the people of Harveston as an ally?"
Reading the spell description. So you see Orion's head kind of roll back into his eyes. So you see the white of his eyes. His star is appearing because that would be cool. And you do not see Harveston anymore. You see just a set of eyes that you assume are the receiver, the Redeemer. Then your focus shifts a little bit, and you become the Redeemer yourself almost. And you're looking down upon Prolip Ramar, and then you get into Prolip Ramar's head, and he is having serious doubts about whether this is the right thing to do. He is pretty much convinced that what you said about Southkeep is true, that it is gone, because he's been awaiting further orders for some time and just been acting independently. But the only thing that's stopping him is his pride. So you could break through his pride, do something that would allow him to retain his honor, because he is honor bound to collect these taxes. So you've got to find a way to break through his pride. I give him a way out, and that would be the only way that he would join the Harveston as an ally. Need to give him a reasonable way to effectively abandon his post but maintain his honor. Then your vision comes back. That's what you see. All right.
I think the Redeemer. He has shown me a vision. The commander can be swayed, however, it would seem that even though he has great doubt, as his eyes now befall upon what has happened at Southkeep, his honor could stand in the way. Perhaps if we can tap into that honor and that pride that he may have, perhaps he will be swayed to actually be an ally and a force for Harveston against the Queen.
So, what you're saying is maybe if somebody strong challenged him to single combat and won that combat, then maybe his honor would be intact?
I may fall deeper than that, I fear. Perhaps it was more of his rank, his status as commander. I would imagine in order to receive such a role, you have spent years climbing the proverbial ladder.
Maybe his heart needs some heating, some energy, a quest, maybe. Something to fight for, something that could give him honor if completed.
I feel maybe if perhaps he was to be shown the Queen's true nature in some manner, then he would abandon his current post with honor, as you can see the Queen is no longer of good intentions.
Well, Adai, maybe you should come with me and you can show what the Queen's done to you with your first-hand experience, and maybe if he has some knowledge of that. He didn't seem to believe us, but maybe you, having first-hand knowledge of how horrible the Queen is and seeing it, maybe he'll believe you.
We can definitely try that. And if not, I have an idea for a quest that could help. Maybe. Give him a purpose for his honor. In my times in battle, I realized that often it's easier to deflect a weapon than to stop it. Remember what we heard about the Schwarm, this creature that was terrorizing all areas around the Schwarm? Well, we may need a hero to slay it. Maybe he could be the hero. Well, let's try, as you say. That was a wise idea. At least show him the reality of the kingdom that he thinks he's serving. And if not, maybe a purpose will help. Let's go.
Well, it certainly changes the conversation we were having last week about mass murder.
Were you thinking on fighting them?
Yes. In their sleep.
Slitting his throat in his sleep, fighting? Sure. Let's just say I'm blinded by rage right now.
I was, sorry, incursion, really blind with my own affairs. What did he do to your family?
He wasn't able to protect them, and now he's forcefully claiming all these refugees, extra taxes, trying to get them for Queen Athena.
Hope
The man is blinded
that
by his own duty.
He,
I don't think
You must be
the church-
careful with such a thing. Perhaps that fierce loyalty is also something that can hinder people from making reasonable decisions.
I think we're losing you, Orin.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
No, yeah.
Yeah, there's just an echo, I think.
Mm-hmm. Can you keep it together in creation? Do you think it's wise for you to come for the discussion?
Well, won't know till how the conversation plays out, but guess we'll find out.
I'm just curious, Incursion, if you were to kill him, how would you do it? Would you use your trusty daggers, your cards? How would you do it?
Just know one thing. I just know he'd be dead. How it happens? Well, depends on the environment.
Well, to me, it sounds like he could be an useful asset. If he does have noble intention, and if it's easy to, pursue him in that direction, making him an enemy of Queen Athena, I would prefer that, to be honest. But I don't really mind seeing some bloodshed either, especially if Incursion is flashing his cool cards, sending souls to hell. It's all fun, anyway.
I'll do my best to stay quiet while you speak, Ad, but he sure didn't believe me when I spoke about Odin beer, so...
In fairness, it wasn't as much that he didn't believe you, it's just that he required proof, and he did send a guardsman off to find proof.
Yes, if the god was to come back and to inform him of the tragedy that is that of Southkeep, perhaps he can't be swayed. at least be more open to hearing the possibility that where his loyalties lie, if he was to continue down the path, would ultimately lead to his destruction and everybody who he may care about.
Malcolm, did we have time to prepare for this encounter? So meaning, can I change my spells or?
It took a few days traveling.
Yeah, it took a few days travel. We had 2 days of rest.
Okay.
Yeah. So assume you're
Perfect.
long rested and just shuffle your spells around. If you
Okay.
like.
Okay. So then, yeah, I will go with Incursion to talk with Prolif.
Okay, cool. Whispering Woods, the Tabaxi bard says, "All right, well, I think the kingdom is depending on you. Are you gonna need all the help you can get? Let me sing a little song for you." And she sings a little song. And Adai, you have a D6 bard inspiration to use.
Okay. Which I hope I may need. Especially if I have to roll for what I think I need to roll.
Okay. So we have Adai and Incration heading over.
May I join you? Perhaps I can share a story if things go badly to help sway him.
Well, I think it's smart because no offense, Ad-Eye, but if I get blinded by rage, it'll take more than Ad-Eye to talk me out of it.
Yes, I think
I can
I
be
shall
there.
also assist. My silvered words have worked once on the commander.
If
I
if you
I
want
appro-
to rage, I can be there to hold you back.
Okay, I will approach him directly, and when I'm close by, I will just salute him with a military salute. Commander,
I wanna smack Ad-Eye with guidance before he approaches him.
Commander, I'm Ade Tiago Caramosa from the Caramosa family. I see that my
First of all, make a persuasion check because he might know you, he might recognize you. So we'll start.
persuasion.
Yep.
Okay, so that's not bad. 16.
Right.
I'm actually gonna, and then I have the guidance, right?
This is just to establish whether he believes you as a Karamosa. So yeah, sure.
18. Okay.
Ah, the Karamosas. Quite a wealthy family. Your money is in the mines, right?
On weapons, also. But that's not what I'm here to talk with a commander. If I will need to talk about mining, I will talk with the noblemen. But they are no more, of course. They are all dead. You know who was my grandfather? Was Costal Tiago. He fought with King Darius to slaughter the dragon, Mats the Rooted.
The scaled imposter. Your granddad was responsible for that. Ah, props to you. Well, props to your genes, I
What?
guess.
Well, the stories wasn't that he died before he was killed. You know, things often doesn't look that they are not as they look. And he got a stab in the back at the time as we are getting a stab in this time. My people, my men, I think already they talked with you. You didn't believe them. You think you are defending a post. These orders are no longer valuable.
Well, these orders ultimately come for the Queen, the monarch of the land. And your companions told me before she's not as kind and gentle as King Waldron Azanar. But Queen she remains. And orders from the Queen are as valid as they ever were. Ultimately, our vows as
I
members
think
of
you
the
forgot-
army are to the monarchy, to the crown, and to the Queen.
I think you forgot something, Commander. Something on your oath to the realm. The Queen is just a pit of madness that took over the city. She corrupted everything around. Probably corrupted herself from the beginning. She's not our queen anymore. She's just an spirit, a thought that is corrupting this land. Didn't you see the rain? Didn't you see the creatures? Everything is collapsing.
I agree, things are a little grim out here. But for 500 odd years, where the kingdom of Aglarian has thrived under the monarchy. I think if we're looking to solutions to these problems, we shall look to where we looked before, the monarchy. And you say the queen is responsible for all this. I don't know if that's true. You say if Oathbreaker has fallen and has got much worse under her rule. Once again, I only have your word for that. And in Krayshawn, you're casting something?
Just while Adai is explaining all this, I'm going to use minor illusion to create like a flip book so he can see like a visual of all the shit going on.
Absolutely, you can do that, but how well do you do that will depend on your performance score. Like, you are being artistic, right?
Oh, it was an 18 and rolled to a 5.
It's like a child's
Very
book,
children's book.
done with crowns. And your prolap looks at it and just kind of ignores it. Not the intended effect you're hoping for. So, we look to the monarchy. We look to the queen for the solution to our problems. Now let's assume that everything you say is true. I'm still honor bound to follow these orders.
You are you oath is with the realm, and the realm needs you, but not here. You know, when the queen went mad and tried to destroy everything, she unleashed not only her horrors in the city, but sins everywhere. The swamp, for example, collapses until under the control of a new creature, maybe awakened by the horrors of the queen. We will need someone, a hero, a party of heroes, maybe, to take that for the realm, for the people, instead of wasting their time with their roasting shorts collecting taxes. This is a time for warriors, not for collectors. This is a time for fighters, not for coin counters. This is a time for war, not for petty camps in a small city.
You can tell, all of you can tell.
Collectors.
Yeah, you can tell that his men are looking slightly uncomfortable at your words, Adai, but Prolap, being the commander of these troops, remains resolute. One thing I did when I signed up to this army, and he looks to his men as well, along with all my men. A lot of us were rudderless. A lot of us, shall we say, were on the wrong side of the law. Under the tutelage, I guess, he had many speeches from the great Lord Simondir about what it meant to serve in the army. And the army has given us purpose. It has given us direction. And while you do and might not agree with us remaining so loyal to the so-called corrupted queen, we at least have a way forward. We have a purpose. We're no longer leaves blown on the winds of fate.
And the irony of those words. The Lord,
You.
who was killed by the queen. And you know who is his trustee?
Wait,
He's,
hold on a sec. Lord Simondir is dead?
yes. And you have the honor to see he's trusty, and I moved aside and look at Evgi, who is carrying a huge maul that he may recognize.
Oh yeah,
We also have his
he's gonna step a
signet
bit
ring.
forward.
Yes.
I'm gonna step forward and sort of, in an honorable way, present them all for inspection.
Looks at it, says, "That is indeed the famed maul of Lord Steinmunder. That is indeed his signet ring." Interesting. Well, tell me. And he turns toward Evgi. How did you get this? Did you raid his corpse? Some sort of grave robber?
Well, we didn't raid his corpse to steal his things, but he was killed in an ambush where we were supposed to meet up, and we found his dead body inside, and it was what we managed to get out with before the tavern collapsed. Trying to make use of it to, as you speak of purposes, a better purpose than being used by vile deeds.
Malcolm, if I remember correctly, he was actually offering us the ring or protected in a way, no? I think there was a clear sign for us to take the ring.
Yeah, there was like a scribbled note he had, or he scribbled it in with his blood on the wall or something.
I had it in his hand. He had the signet ring in his hand when you found him in the fire of the Lucky Leap Tavern, and that's where you got the ring from.
Mm-hmm.
We have his journal of the true things that happened with the king if we want to present that as well.
Oh yes. Bring forth the truth.
He was a trusty ally. He was the one who helped us to navigate the city. He knew really well that he was fighting the queen for the good of the realm, and he paid on his blood, burned alive by the queen herself.
You hand Prolop Rama the journal?
Yeah, I think we...
You did. Okay. So he takes for a moment and looks inside the journal and kind of flips through it. And he takes a few minutes to do this, and eventually gets to the most interesting page. And he almost turns ashy red. The king called Prince Krasnar? Ooh, that... if I hadn't read it myself, I wouldn't have believed it. So, Waldron killed his... Okay, this is a lot for me to take in at the moment. Lord Steinmunder being dead, King Waldron Azanar killing Prince Krasnar Azanar. I gotta ask, even beside the matters of Harveston, why did the king kill his son?
We think it was some type of a pact with a creature, with a king himself from the fair realm. We don't know the details.
Satyr King.
So the Satyr King, King Dazmag, I think I heard was his name. You think he corrupted the king in some way?
Yes. We don't know. Maybe through the queen. It's not the queen. Through the queen mother, I guess.
Yeah, technically the Dowager Queen is what she's formally referred to in. Queen Lyrencia is tied up in this as well.
We hope to find out more about that, but for that we need to get into the fair realm. We are seeking, among other things, a tree with many eyes.
I definitely can't help you with that. Prolap takes a big sigh. He's considering lots of things. The poor flipbook done by Incretion, Bone presenting the maul and the signet ring and the journal, the fact that the king killed the prince, and all those things. So Adai, it's going to come down to this roll.
Oh no.
You have bardic inspiration, but I don't think you have guidance unless Incretion recast guidance on you.
Can I use sleight of hand to attempt to do it secretively?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want me to roll?
Oh, I'm setting it up first. We're going to make it clear what the roll's going to be. Just checking Prolap's passive perception. It's 10. It's not very observant. So absolutely. You can't.
So you have guidance?
Oh, sorry. Oh, no. Adai. And you've raised some good points. You can do so at advantage due to the assistance from Avgi with the journal and the ball itself. And sorry, sounds like Orion was going to say something.
I was about to say, if he wanted to get advantage, I was going to share a story to try to help him get advantage. But if he's got advantage, go for it.
Oh, no, stories are good.
Maybe
Orion,
maybe I could get him a little plus on this one somehow. I don't know.
well, let's hear your story. As Prolap is thinking about it, how do you contribute, Orion?
Perhaps a small history lesson, apparently. More recent history for me versus apparently for you. I do not know of this realm of even this age of kings. I come from a time where the theocracy reigned. And I saw at one point in time how possible it was for someone with such good intentions to rise in the ranks and fight for such a just cause, an oath, to fight alongside, to enforce the light at one point in time in order to things to go horribly wrong. You'll see, when I say the name Arzatraxos, does that name ring any bells to you?
Doesn't ring any names to Malcolm, should it?
Perhaps, again, a little listen. Arzatraxos was a red dragon who aligned himself with the priest Sarath. In the Age of the Brightness, apparently, in which they fought together to end the Age of the Dark Angels. They fought side by side and were victorious. Thus, they ushered in a brand new age, an age of light. After Sarath's death, apparently power got the best of the once noble cause that was the reason why we came together, even as a nation. They allowed themselves to be blinded by the light, their own pride, and therefore ruled with an iron fist. I saw firsthand how a servant, Mr. Arxantraxos, who dedicated himself to fight alongside these people, blindly accept orders from the same ones who are now blinded by their own light, thus caused mass tragedies. Rebellions were crushed, people were erased, probably no longer even in the history books. If you continue down the path you will be no more than what happened to the theocracy, which apparently, I am told, has now ended and ushered in the age of kings. Don't make the same mistakes as Oxentrox, who had such a loyalty at first, who did such great things in the name of the kingdom, only to be blinded by his own pride of following that light, even if it meant blinding the actual good that they were supposed to do.
Takes in a deep breath, and he looks up into the sky. Sorry. And up in the sky, you see the moon. And if you're Richard Gazetteer, you know that the moon was shattered, which ended the reign of the Dark Angels by this person, Serath, that Orion's being talked about. So the moon is literally shattered into many pieces up in the sky. And Prolip looks to his men. Taking all these things into account. At advantage. The DC is going to be 13.
13. Persuasion, I guess, no?
Yeah, persuasion at advantage, and you got a D4 and a D6 at your disposal.
Okay. I hope for the best, guys, but I have a -1, okay? Oh, that's gonna be a tough one.
Do you have inspiration?
Yes, but... So, D6... Oh, damn it, no. That's not enough.
You have DM inspiration?
Eh? No, you didn't give me any DM inspiration ever. Ever, I have to say.
You should have the one we started the game with, unless you used
I
it.
used that one, but since then there was no DM inspiration.
Can you gift DM inspiration to somebody else?
You can with the new rules.
Oh.
If you get too much.
Well,
Oh.
Rowan would definitely have one, because if I hadn't mentioned it, you start with one. This is something I like about the new rules as well. The inspiration kind of comes, right? And naturally it's sort of part of the game. But if you want to give your inspiration, Rowan, which it sounds like you do.
Take it.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, it's so roll 1d20 more, no? It's only I think. No?
Just 1d20.
I'm gonna roll a 10.
Yay!
Oh, yes!
Oh, yes.
yeah.
I was going to say you can't roll your other inspirations again. So that would be...
No, I think it's -1, so with 13 plus 3, 16. No, I think I cannot roll them again, no?
No. Just one dice, but this is enough of a roll of a dice to convince you.
Yeah, so that would be 16 in total.
Bugger it all. Alright, men. Stand down. And Polyp looks confused. Alright. I named this episode just on Twitch as the Battle of Harveston. There is going to be no Battle of Harveston, so that's good.
Battle of Words.
Not yet.
Battle of Sorts. Yeah, that's true. Could have been in Battle of Words. But Prolip says... what do we do now? I don't know. I mean, as I said, the sense of purpose was a really important thing with us.
In the sense of purpose, it's not gone.
It is.
The realm needs you. The realm needs you. This city,
Harvesting.
exactly. This city and the others around need you. The horrors that are unleashed can destroy every of these towns, but you guys can protect them.
Okay.
We need you.
Okay, your words are wise. I think what we're gonna do here is set up camp in this village. I mean, it's already overcrowded. We'll have a good think about things. And maybe take arms against the Queen. We have a lot to think about.
I think
Yeah.
there's probably no need to take arms against the Queen. You can take arms against anyone who attacks the city or creature.
That'll do for a start. Krisha?
Yeah, what Adai said there. I know I was a little rash at first, but the new purpose couldn't be Garden Harvesting. It could be a stronghold in our fight for the realm.
Not much of a stronghold. I mean, it's not even walled, but we'll defend it as best we can. What about you? What's your next move?
Well, you say first of all, you said you know where the tree is.
Oh, no
Or
idea.
you know
about
what the tree?
Nope.
Oh,
The
okay.
foggiest
Okay.
idea.
Okay. Well, we are seeking some torques similar to the one that my friend Evgi is wearing. We will be around probably soon. But I think if we know this place is protected, we may be able to send people if we find them on travel in other places. Maybe this could be a safe haven, for others.
Okay. All right. As I said, we have a lot to think about, but if there's any other questions that we can help with, just let us know. He lifts his arm to show the torque.
So these people were the ones that were in the stronghold originally. We know how the fight started in the stronghold because this we know from New Ally.
You visited the stronghold and noticed it
Yeah,
was destroyed, and there was a lot of rare, fire-breathing werewolf creatures there.
In Christian, this is he's gone.
It's gone.
Probably on the FedEx thingy.
Ah, yes. So the town takes a deep breath, we'll say, and they all retreat back into the harvest hall, which is all overcrowded. If you remember, there were refugees here as well. It wasn't just the original residents of Harveston. But one of their problems is gone. You notice the fields around Harveston, once you get there, are just either piles of mud or piles of mud with twisted, thorny vines going through them. The normal potatoes, carrots, and things like that. No crops. So you've solved one of the problems. The residents go about their normal business, and you've successfully solved the problem in Harveston without resorting to violence. I think that's worthy of a DM inspiration. There we go. For the first time ever, the DM grants DM inspiration.
A touch of nerve there. Sorry. Well, I think we.
Sorry, just as a reminder, you did hear about from the adamantine torque. There was Honorable Blackbone. he is no longer the Red Cloak of Harveston. It was a guy called Haran, I think is how you pronounce it.
We know whether he's still here?
He's not here, but no one's asked where he is.
Okay, but then
Do I
maybe...
sense where the torque that he wears is? Is it nearby?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we asked for him. We are looking for some red clocks, including one by the name of Haron.
One of the locals, just some random farmer. Well, we miss old Harden Blackbolt. He was a good red cloak. He was respected. And if only, she was here, she would put an end to all of this madness. Long before she left, she left the town. She told us to search for information about the Dark Star, the deep history from when the Dark Angels ruled. She had quite the interest in it. And she spoke to her plans about her plans to travel to an ancient site, searching for an ancient phrase in the exact in this particular place. She's been gone for about a year. She did mention that she was... Sorry, just bringing up the map. She was headed, I think she said, to the Lodge of Wanderlust. There was some holy person there or something.
Okay, but this is not far away from... I mean, we heard about someone who also was going here, no? Malcolm, another actually red clock.
Nope, a wizard of the Arcane Tower.
A wizard, sorry, yes.
Was kicked out.
So we have here like two areas of interest.
Mm-hmm.
I think
do you
has interest in the lodge as well, right?
Oh yeah, Abgi is interested. Some information as well.
Doug, have a DM inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Everybody got one for solving this thing without violence.
And even so, I know those are kind of far away. Incration is very adamant on checking at the monastery because that's the last known place that his mom might have ran to.
So we have to go
do with that
here
info whatever you want to do.
I mean, we were thinking that we thought we would have to go back to Ernot Beer, so we could actually, once we go back, we could visit several places in our way. Like, sorry, I'm talking about something like that when we are going back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just take it out. Malcolm, I asked the guys who were talking about Harold. You said that she wanted you to investigate the Death Star. Did you get any information, maybe in old books, about what she wanted to know?
So I say that again?
I understood that she wanted you guys to investigate about the Death Star that was connected with the angels in the old era, or she was doing the research in the lodge.
She had an interest in finding an ancient site associated with the Dark Star Angels.
Now I see. Okay.
But she needed.
I thought she commanded them. Okay.
No, quite the opposite. She has an interest in researching them for some reason, but she needs to know where to look, past phrases to get into the places, and she sought help from someone living at the Lodge of Wanderlust. So we want to follow the trail of Blackbone. That would possibly be a way to go.
A suggestion is maybe now we have the map in front of us. Can we find the places where we expect to find the torques? Maybe with that we can kind of make a find out where to go, because maybe we find like 2 or 3 places that might be connected or nearby. Because one of them is going to make like in. Right, so one of them we think is this one, no? Because we think one of the talks will be here. Then the other one is Smokestone. Anyone knows what is a Smokestone?
One of them says Gorso, and here's the whole Gorso area.
Okay, Gorso. I mean, on a beer we already have, so I will not put it. A Smokestone. Do I know what is a Smokestone, Malcolm? Did you hear this name before?
Just a sec.
Yarlea Jai, the lower of Smokestone, the bear of the iron, the tower.
Of the Towereth.
So the very first one is the one in Harveston.
Yes,
you don't
which was
detect it
here
via
before.
the Mithril Torque.
Yeah.
Which you've already got the Mithril Torque from the Queen.
Yes. But we think it may be in the lodge. Might be, for example. That would be a possibility.
I just have to double check about the Iron Torque. But yeah, definitely Gorso is the other one.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um,
And then Arden Climature, or the Arden Climature.
I just need to check that out myself. And obviously the last one, Nangarth, which is up here. And then
Here, no?
yeah. Just checking my lore myself to see if you guys.
Arden Climature.
The iron. It also says the iron of the Towereth. I'm wondering if we missed it in the Arcane Tower's base, since the tower's gone. But I'm wondering if it's in the tower's ruins.
Been to the tower's ruins. You didn't see one there.
Okay.
So, but at least if so, Arden Lavia of the Arden Climature, and this one place I don't understand where it is, and then Smokestone is the other one I don't see in the map.
Okay. So you got the.
So we read the.
You're looking for the Adamantine Torque from Harveston. And then you've got Gorso.
Maybe it's in the Smokestone mine.
Yeah, so the one we are missing is the Iron Torque and the Clay Torque. These two were given to people who we don't know where they are. At least by checking the map, but maybe we know as a character who they are and where are they.
You have the information that you have. That's all I'm going to give you.
Okay.
And the Stone Torque as well.
Yeah.
That's the.
And the Clay Torque.
Clay Torque.
Dragon Friend Arden, lawyer of the Arden Climature, but I don't. Do we know what is the Arden Climature?
Make a history check. Actually, I think Adai might do this.
Okay. Can I have an advantage? We discussed it because we read the whole library. For some history checks, we may have advantage.
Oh yeah. That's true. Yep.
That's a 18.
Can I give you? You heard that there was a person called Lord Arden. Lord Arden is long gone, and he had some type of agreement with a dragon, as far as the history books goes, and it's located. The last known location of Lord Arden, who went a bit mad, is at the shrine Must have the shrine of the blonde god, but the blind god. Where that is, you don't know. But you need to find the shrine of the blind god.
Okay.
So you've got some things to go on, but yeah. Further mysteries to unravel, it seems.
Okay. But then one thing we could consider doing is travel to these places, no?
I think we should want to help Creation find his mother as well, so that would be perhaps to the monastery first.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how easy it is to cross the Blackwood Valley. The map makes it look like cliff faces. Not sure if there's any bridges or...
Well, I mean, we can do like the other way around that we may think, no? If we go to in this direction, no?
Yeah.
Something like
bridge.
this.
There is a bridge across the river there, the overpass of the
Yeah.
giants.
I mean, we can go there and then come back in that direction.
Yeah.
Something on
Better to
those
stay
lines.
on the roads, I think.
So we go east and then north.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we go all the way through roads, which probably will speed up things. Do we know what is the field of Nightmare, which we have to cross?
Yeah,
Josh,
don't
we
rest
had a-
there.
Yes, don't sleep there.
Okay.
It's a poppy field that seems like it's a beautiful field. The rain is untouched by it, and then when you sleep there, Queen Athena basically nightmares your dreams, and you don't rest that well.
Okay.
She becomes your sleep paralysis demon, is a better word for it.
Well, I think we have a plan, but before I leave the city, I would like to see the house of the Red Clock. Maybe we find additional information there that could be useful.
The woman is looking for the same information that I am. If it's a coincidence.
Okay. Well, yeah. The like as I said, the refugee situation, but the residence of Haran Blackbone has been left alone. No one is taking refuge in the house, though it could probably be used, which speaks to how much respect they have for this Red Cloak, Haran Blackbone. So if we want to have a search of their house, why don't we have a group investigation check, please?
I will guide Adai.
Feels good to not have a -4, -3 on my investigations.
Didn't roll well.
I think Josh is having some internet issues at the moment. You do give a thorough search of her quarters, and she's kept notes about this interest she has in the Dark Star, and I mean it was 1,000 odd years ago, but the effects of it are still being felt to this day. The most interesting thing you find is a note. Spell. But you think she has something to do with a ziggurat, which was a source of power for a lot of the Dark Angels. She's convinced the name of it is called the Ziggurat of the New Moon, but she has no idea where it is or how to find it, but she's got a name at least.
Well, okay, we know where one ziggurat is at least, so... No, 2 ziggurats actually.
If you remember, you discovered the location of the Ziggurat of the New
Yes.
Moon by looking under the ceiling of Alan the
Yeah.
Constructor's tomb. And everything looked
Yes.
normal, apart from this, which is not on any maps you know,
Yeah.
or normal maps of Veclarion.
Yeah, and this is the place I want to go the most. We eventually will manage. Unless you guys want to do after the monastery, go there and then go north.
Possible.
Well, actually, it's not possible. We have to go around the swamp, but
Lots of options. Well,
no, let's
open
do
up.
first.
Mhm.
First, we go to the monastery anyway. So
Yeah.
You rest up for the night. So you're not long rested already. Feel free to long rest. The citizens of Harveston are very appreciative. A lot of them commiserate with Incration about the loss of his father, and maybe his mother will be found at the Monastery of the Spirited Leaf. Grin comes up to you, Incration, and says, well, it's good to see you again. I'm sorry about what old Aris Lechrati did. That's unforgivable.
I appreciate that, Grin. You know, Grin, I know my mother is on my mind and my father is gone. Those heroes of virtue will pay, but I've done some inner searching and I was wondering, you had faith in me and assisted me here in Harveston. What if I return the favor and what if I try to take out Taurus, and what would you think if I joined this offshoot of the vagabonds that want to do right, and after all this queen business, that is?
These are strange times indeed. And the leadership of the vagabonds, I think, by default has fallen to me. And strange times make for strange decisions. Like, we want nothing more, quite frankly, but to travel from town to town, put on a little show, and scam people out of as much money as we possibly can. But times have changed. And I think it would be our honor if you joined our rag band. We know there's uncanny vagabonds scattered all around the realm at the moment, but you'll be most welcome to join Incration.
I'll extend a hand.
Shakes it back. He says, well, is there any way we can keep in contact with each other?
Claude, bring the device over here.
Who bring the device?
Plod, you know, because
Oh,
he had
Plod.
the
Wow.
Jabberwocky thing.
Blood.
That's a good question. I don't think we have a way to really contact over distances.
Well, we're going to have to fly by the seat of our pants, aren't we? I don't really see another option.
I'm gonna give him a deck of cards, not my special cards, but
Sure.
just a normal deck of playing cards that Incration would be able to spot, and he's just gonna say it's not really means of contact, but here, give these specialized cards out to the members you trust, and tell them my description, and if they flourish one, I'll know they're an ally.
All right. Sounds good. All right, so we have a link with the uncanny vagabonds now. You rest up, and it sounds like you're heading off to the Monastery of the Spirited Leaf. So, gonna travel by the road, it sounds like, for the first day at least. Now, a couple of things. Can everybody make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh yeah. Hello, exhaustion, my old friend.
Oh! So Vandar and Incration, yes, take a point of exhaustion. And Josh is Josh. I think it's Josh having legacy. Disadvantage on ability checks, yes.
Working, trying to get internet.
I tell you what, I'll roll for you, Josh. Let's see if I get it close. Ah, there we go. You make the check anyway. Now, the other thing...
Because I have a pretty high constitution score.
I rolled a 17 on the dice, so you're good. And I'm going to say we're just going to keep it to make it simple. Vander and Incration until you get a place outside of the rain. So until you get to the Monastery of the Spirited Leaf, you are exhausted. Just to make it simple that way. And
Fair
who's
enough.
first on my list? Incration. Roll me a d20. Okay. So, travel for the day. Incration and Vander being a little bit exhausted, but you push on with a relatively uneventful day. Next day, you do a wide path around the Field of Nightmares, staying well away from the poppies, and set up camp outside of the Field of Nightmares. So that day's travel was it wasn't successful. Who's next? Avgi, roll me a d20.
Yeah. 12.
Another successful day. It's 2 days travel, and you stick back to the Olden Road and come across the Ministry of the Spirited Leaf, possibly. Vander, roll me a d20. Completely uneventful trip apart from the pouring rain. But Adai, you're getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry in the direction of.
Sorry, confused. Vander, you're getting hungry.
Ooh,
Mhm.
right. Well, we're in the middle of nowhere, I assume.
I will say you do see there are still some animals out wandering around. You suspect they're going to become scarcer and scarcer, but there are some animals, like wild animals, like deers, that sort of stuff. But you are getting hungry.
I'm just going to... Well, we've been traveling for quite some while to different cities, but we spent a fair couple of days out in the wilderness by now, right?
Yep.
And... Well, to say it like that, I wouldn't mind having some fresher meat or something to eat tonight, guys. If anyone else is interested, I would love some fresh meat on the plate today. Anyone?
It's always a good thing, but not very good at it.
Well, I'm not the best either, but I mean, if we try to work together, at least we could try to... Maybe you could get a deer or something like that. I don't know what kind of creatures live around these areas, but I would love something at least, this sounds kind of weird, but at least a mammal. Deer, a boar, something like that would be very prefers.
I tell you what we can do for this. As you travel across the Olden Plains in particular, things like deers and boars and pigs you could find wild. So for each day you travel, we're also going to make a survival check to try and find something for Avgi to eat. A bit more juicy and bloody, I guess. Now, we'll say
At least.
that as the Midnight Curse gets worse and worse and worse, it's going to be harder and harder and harder to find things like deers and boars. It's only like maybe a week in game time. So, as you travel these 3 squares, let's go back to over here. Who's going to be hunting for boars or deers for Vander?
I want to try strategy though.
Sure.
I'm not an orthodox hunter, so I want to try to do it my own way.
Okay.
First, I'm going to cast invisibility on myself to try to make myself even
Sure.
harder to spot. And when I'm within 90 feet of the prey, I'm going to cast sleep on them.
Ah. Okay.
That's a win.
That's not a terrible idea. Tell you what?
I do have a feeling that most boars and deers probably aren't have the most health in this game, so
Yeah, there's not 5d8, it's like 10 or something, but assume
Yeah.
you get enough. So tell you what, and of course this is going to cost you those spell slots at the start of every day. So just make sure you
Yeah, but,
a second and a
that's-
first. But yeah. Okay, so every
warlock
day,
spells.
make me a survival check at advantage.
Mm.
Because you're invisible. So make 3 survival checks at advantage.
Right? The worst. 19 first.
Ah, no, you find a boar.
11.
Fine. Yeah, that's still good.
And 21.
So just mechanically, it's set at 10 at the moment. But as I said, things are getting lower. Okay, but so we've dealt with Vander's hunger, so that's good.
Excuse me, Vander.
Yes?
Why aren't rations good enough?
Call me. Well, rations are good enough, but tell me, don't you prefer the meat to be fresher yourself?
Yes, I would agree. Nothing beats a nice hearty meal.
Well,
But when one's on the road, you make do.
we do, and we're doing that right now, I would assume.
Absolutely. My apologies. Just curious.
Yeah, no worries. I understand you, and I also feel like you understand me that eating fresh meat, well, it's a little bit of comfort while we're on the road, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Rowan, don't take it personally. Ever since Vander here found out he was the bastard child of Prince Waldron, he's taken on more of a noble aesthetic.
Well, I do like the finer things in life. I'm not gonna disagree with that one bit, though, but, well, when it comes to taste, fresh meat is always superior than dried nuts, dried meat, and whatever is in rations.
Would I be able to do an insight check? As does he really just want to live the nicer lifestyle?
Sure.
Sorry,
You're
Vander.
all such a picky eater, little brother.
I'll leave it up to you, Vander, to see what he gets with a gleans with an insight of 12.
I just love to do it against my deception. I'm not gonna say anything if it's right or wrong. I just like to roll my deception. Even
Sure.
when I roll a 1, it's still gonna be 23. So
You did roll a 1.
Oh my god.
You've got reliable talent, right?
yeah, it's the bar thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Can't
a
roll those
natural
ones.
1. It's a 23.
Wow. Absolutely, Vander. I can appreciate that. Yeah.
My friend Orion, from all the things that Vandor may do or had done, eating fresh meat is probably on the most pleasure side.
Well, I wouldn't mind a nice glass of red wine as well, but I don't think we can produce that right now.
Danny, we
Or
should
can
have to check the in the city. Maybe there was still some good wine to take with us.
Well,
On that, I have to
we're
tell you, I also miss a cup of good wine.
we're on the way to a monastery, though. Maybe they have something for us.
Maybe some beer, cider.
Well, everything's better than plain old water, so.
You approach the Monastery of the Spirited Leaf. As you can tell by the map, it is hard up against the Olden Swamps. Its backyard, in fact, is the Olden Swamps. You go up to it. You notice that the windows of the monastery are boarded up. The front door is closed, maybe locked as well, and you see nobody outside of the monastery. There could be people inside, but at the moment you see nothing.
And Creation just runs up to the door, banging on the door.
You hear whispering inside, and then someone from inside, "Look, go away! We have nothing. We have no more spirits left. We have nothing left to rob. We're tired of your idiots trying to rob us. We have weapons. We have spells. We're prepared to defend ourselves. So please, go find someone else to rob."
I'm not here for that. I'm here to see if my mom's taking refuge up in here. I don't care about your spirits or your treasure.
Oh, we have lots of people who come to seek refuge, but we've closed our doors for that. So I don't know who your mother is, but...
Arixie from Harveston. She was running from the Heroes of Virtue. They killed my father.
Perhaps if you would not allow refuge or riffraff, perhaps a fellow brother. Is this not the Temple of the Redeemer?
Yes, it is a Temple of the Redeemer. No, don't stop! What are you doing? Christian, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, it was a 19, rolled to a 1 for a 9.
The doors swing open, and a small gnomish figure just flies out and thumps into you and knocks you to your ground as Arexie's strong boot just runs out in a motherly hug tackle and just completely knocks you on your butt. My goodness.
Welcoming.
She knocks you on the ground and just smothers you in the biggest hug. "Oh, Gracian! Oh, I'm so pleased to see you! It's been so long!"
There. Yes, it has. I'm happy you're safe.
Anyway, come in, everybody come in, out of the rain, please.
Well,
Yes, please.
Excuse me, Vander, that's yes, ma'am to you?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Man, pleased to meet you. So much looking forward for childhood stories of Increation.
Oh, I have many that can embarrass him. Do you know he wasn't potty trained until he was 5?
Oh.
I
I had
mean,
my-
it's just like being a baby to an elf, so I mean that's fine.
And you all used to run around with no pants on. I'm not sure what that was about. I hope you're not doing that anymore, Incretion.
Sometimes he does it, I think.
Only if I need to make a getaway and can't really gather my things.
Well, I know you treat the ladies with respect, don't you, Incretion?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. What we taught you. By the way, you look around here. You know from the King's Game, if nothing else, that you remember there was a game called the Tipsy Tunes, and the spirits were provided by the Monastery of the Spirited Leaf. So this is indeed a house of the Redeemer. It's also a monastery, and they also brew wine. All the monks you see around the place are just shit-faced. They are drunk as anything. Except for Araxi. Oh, Incretion, I don't know how you found me, but your courser is dead.
Yes, mother, I know.
If he didn't do the things that he did, then I wouldn't have been able to escape, but be pleased to know that you're at least alive and well.
Yes, I am, mother, and I've been to Harveston, and it's okay now. My friends, my allies here, Adai and now Avgi, and was able to let the captain know the heirs of his ways and that Queen Athena is just a nasty, nasty person. They've now taken to guarding Harveston, no longer taking up taxes and protecting the refugees.
Oh, that is good to hear. Well, if it's all the same to you, these monks were nice a lot to take me in, but they've just fallen into despair, and we've been robbed so many times that they seem hopeless. I'm keeping this place together. But these are challenging times, my son. What are you doing out here?
Well, you want the long story or you want the Cliff Notes version?
Well, I want to know everything there is about you, but please, everybody. And she goes to the back of it and comes out with a glass of fine wine for each one of you. And if you do drink the wine, it is possibly the greatest wine you've ever tasted in your life. It is just fantastic.
Oh, well, when in Rome, let's go for it.
Okay, thank you. I don't partake.
Oh,
Brewed by the Redeemer's own.
Indeed. Rowan, I believed your name was. Can I get you some water or something else?
Yes, some water would be lovely, thank you.
And the water is lovely. They've done something to it because, the water comes from rain and the rain's crap at the moment. And you relay Incretion with the Cliff Notes about what's happened?
Yeah, I give the full-blown story of everything to my mom. Including that I will hunt down the heroes of virtue for what they did to Corsair, and including the Uncanny Vagabond stuff.
Now, Incretion, we've had you since you were a babe, and I assume it's obvious that you're not our son in a biological sense. I mean, if nothing else, me and Corsair were gnomes, and you most definitely are not a gnome. Did we ever tell you about who your true parents were?
No, ma'am. I think you had your hands full of me sneaking off to play cards all the time and all of that.
Well, we used to travel with your father. However, his name was Glyn Valor, though we just called him Glyn. Murderer. Murderer. There we go. And we travelled and adventured together. We never much talked about his past. We often told stories of family and loved ones and friends, but he was always kept to himself. Eventually, he found his bride, Fadov, who lived in the town to the north, Nangarth. They settled down in Nangarth. And we don't know what happened, but Glyn died. We're not entirely sure how he died or who he died. Fadov wouldn't mention it. And Fadov, the last we heard from her, was when she brought you here. We didn't ask questions. We didn't ask what the problem was. Just Fadov said she was in great danger. And at that time she told us Glyn Valor was dead. So I'm not entirely sure where your mother is. As far as we know, she's still alive. But as I said, we didn't ask questions. We only knew that her life was in danger. And that was the last we heard of her. We know that possibly Nangarth would be the obvious place to look for her. That's all I know. I imagine you have a million questions, Ingratio?
Yes, with everything going on, you've given me a lot more to think about. I just would like to say thank you for doing such a great job of raising me.
When I say it was our pleasure, I mean every word of that. You were a good kid, Ingratio. A little bit headstrong, a little bit independent, but overall, it was a pleasure taking care of you.
Will you be safe here, or would you like me to lead you back to Harveston?
Well, I feel safe here. Just a sec. But there is one problem that I was hoping. It's not compulsory, but I was hoping you could help me with this. Follow me, Ingratio. And Araxi leads you to the back here. And just a sec. And this is the leader of the monastery. Tortito, this is my son, Ingratio. And he gets up out of bed and looks at you, and his eyes are completely almost closed up with a crust on his eyes.
Oh, I've seen that before. It almost happened to me, Mom.
Oh, yes, Irot. We know there's a troll wandering around in the swamp, and anytime we go to collect the eyebright leaf, it has proved unsuccessful. But I fear that this kind man who let him in is going to go blind. Sounds like you're out there to save the world, but I don't know if you have time to help my friend.
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but you've protected me for this long, and it's the least I can do to repay you. I will ask the others if they could spare the time.
These drunken idiots need a meal. I'll start preparing something, and maybe you can discuss it with your friends.
Thank you, Mother. I'll wait for Avgi to be done with his prayer.
Oh yeah, it's a short prayer. So yeah.
Go back to the others. Well, sorry I was a little adamant about getting to Harveston and now to here. My mother's alive. That's peace of my mind. Think I'll be more clear and for our cause now. I know it's a lot to ask. You all dealt with my bullshit a little bit, but my mom needs our help. The main monk of the monastery here, Tortito, he's going through eye rot, Vander, that you and I went through, only it's progressed. We gotta get into the swamp here and get some eye bright for him, but there's a troll blocker in the way. None of these other monks have been able to get past the troll, and they've lost a few good men to him. Are you up for it?
Can magic cure eye rot?
We think, if I'm not mistaken, we thought a spell called Greater Restoration will help.
Will it cure it?
I'm not sure if, you are the expert, maybe you can check. We just learned that from others. None of us have expertise on killing, so you may be able to see by yourself.
I'd be willing to give it a go if it could help him.
So what does
Okay.
Rowan do, Joey?
Sorry?
What does Rowan do?
My subclass gives me access to greater and lesser restoration.
Oh, okay. So what do you do?
I'll
I'll
lead him back there
ask
to the monk.
Incration to, yeah.
Okay. So you monks up here, going almost blind, and you begin casting Greater Restoration on this man. How does that look, Rowan? What do people see as Rowan cast the spell?
I unfurl my cloak a little bit, and inside there's a pouch on his hip. He collects like a sprinkling dust from this pouch into his palm. Excuse me, sir. I don't know your name.
Tortito.
Tortito. May I cast magic upon you? I'm trying to help you with your eye rot.
I fear I'm going to go blind in the coming days. If you have magical assistance to offer, I would be willing. I mean, what have I got to lose?
Very well. Hold still. This shouldn't be painful. And the dust, the glimmering diamond dust in the center of Rowan's hand, I close my palm over it and channel magic into my palms. My hands begin to glow almost like a brass color. And then I lay my palms onto Tortito's eyes and channel that magic and the dust into and through his eyes.
So as you cast Greater Restoration on him, he kind of blinks a few times, gets an index finger and kind of pulls back the crust that was gathering his eyes, and he says, "Oh my goodness, you are a healer of some ability. That was amazing. You've cured my blindness."
No. I'm no healer. I just have what we call the ability to restore the balance to the world.
Call it what you like. That was amazing. I don't know how I could repay you, but I could repay you with alcohol if you'd like some.
I don't partake, but thank you. Honestly, your thanks is enough. While we're conversating, I'm not very good at medicine, but could I just be inspecting his eyes to see if there's any residual crust, or if it looks like it's completely cured, or if it looks like I've just subdued it?
Well, I'll tell you what, you can make a medicine or a perception check. Your choice.
Guidance?
Guidance.
Oh, I am equally as bad at both, so I'll go for medicine. And then I'll add my D4. There's a 20.
His eyes are a little red because his leftovers from this condition that was afflicting him. But is your opinion, Rowan, with the guidance from Incration, you think he's good? The other thing is you've also cured him of the poison condition, and he's no longer drunk.
Yes. You should be feeling much better, and I think it shouldn't come back. Unfortunately, the drunkenness you'll have to drink some more to get that back.
That's all right. That's an easy problem to deal with. All right. Well, the blessings of the Redeemer upon you. I guess I appreciate your help, and I appreciate your generosity in insisting on no compensation for this. You're a good bloke, Rowan.
I'm new. My new group of traveling companions. I'm trying to make a good impression, and you're a friend of Incration's mother, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's an odd thing to say, but Araxi's been amazing. This place would have fallen apart without you. I mean, I gotta admit, I'm not setting a good example to the rest of the monks by getting shit-faced every day. But Incration is Araxi is a blessing. She's a good type.
Oh, I'm glad I could be of help.
Well, you guys saved a trip to the swamp anyway. I must say, a few monks went out there and we haven't heard from them, I assume. No news is bad news, but
we can still stop by if needed. I mean, maybe the monks are still there, but
yes, I could always talk with the group and see if we could always check to see the fates of the monks.
I don't hold up much hope, but Rowan, you've given me hope that there are good people in the world. So let's hope that the monks are out there. But they'll be gone for some time, but that's up to you.
Okay. I'll leave you to it, and I hope you feel a lot better.
Leave him to it, and he
stride out.
proceeds to get drunk.
Stride out of the room with a big grin on my face. Think he's going to be okay, Incration?
Thank you, Ronan. I appreciate you helping out my mom like that.
No problem. We could still check for the monks if anybody's interested. Maybe take out a troll in the meantime, make it a little bit safer in case they need it in future.
Oh, safer for my mom, you count me in.
Very well. Should we ask the rest?
If I could say, I think it's a good idea. If I can do anything to help, if we can do anything to help these monks of the Redeemer, I think it's a good cause.
Forgive me, new player. You are Avgi?
Oh yeah, I do know
Yes.
what Avgi looks like.
Yeah, it's the big muscly daddy man with the big hammer.
Yeah. So the corpse-like Frankenstein in appearance,
Yeah.
covered in a good covering cloak, hide his appearance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just still associating player Discord names and to actual player names. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Here's the actual art of Bone, which Chris got custom done.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
The
yeah.
details are lost in the token, aren't they? Yeah, that is.
Oh yeah.
okay then. That was Rowan. That was impressive.
Thank you.
What do you decide to do? Shall we stay here and continue away afterwards, or should we check on that troll anyway?
Not too far out of the way, is it? And as Incration says, make the area slightly safer for his mother and the monks.
Yeah, I can see that.
And this is the
Yes.
outskirts of the swamp right here. So that's how close they are to the swamp. But the swamp
It'd make the area
itself
very
is quite
safe.
large. As you can see from the map, the Olden Swamp is
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
It begs to question why they decide to build a monastery so nearby, but
One of the monks says, that's where we get our supplies to make the spirits. And the swamp wasn't always a deadly place.
that makes sense now. Well, let's take a trip. See whether we can find that troll.
And it is on the way to, forgive me, Ade?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is on the way to the ziggurat, which I believe you wanted to go to.
I mean, if this is a point of decision, yes. We can either go north and continue the search for the Torques, or, I mean, it seems that the quest to the ziggurat may also give some information later useful for talking with the Red Cloak. And I'm dying to know what happens there. You know, we found this place by chance in an old map hidden in a tomb of the architect. We think may have secrets from the past, who knows what. This doesn't escape to us that the ziggurat is what appeared in Onabir. Ziggurat on the southern realm, projecting towards the city. So maybe magic came from this ziggurat of the new moon. Maybe the ancient magic was copied from there. Who knows? So if you guys want to do it, I would love to continue east towards the ziggurat.
Swamp Troll Ziggurat?
Works for me.
Rest up for the night, I imagine, in the monastery. Araxi continues to tell embarrassing stories about Incration. Incration, what embarrassing story does she tell?
When I was learning to shuffle cards and I couldn't exactly get it, and they all just exploded everywhere, and it was like thousands of paper cuts all over my face.
There we go, perfect. So you rest up, exhaustion levels are gone, so that's good. But you set up early the next morning to help the monks who are, at the very least, so kind to Arixi. But I'm going to have you now all make me new Constitution saving throws. DC is 50.
Let me down.
Oh.
Nope.
I use my. Let me see.
Everybody has demon inspiration, so if you want to re-roll, it's yeah.
Where it is, class features. So I add +4 to my.
I'll keep mine. Only having a +2. 15's kind of high.
So Evgi, Adai, Incration, and Vander, you're
Sorry.
all exhausted.
No, sorry. This I use my. I don't know why it be rolling. So I use my Arcane Deflection to get a +4.
Oh, okay, you're good then. Adai, you're not exhausted. And I'll roll for you, Josh, with a D20.
Thanks.
And yeah, you're exhausted. Sorry, buddy. Unless you want to use your DM inspiration.
Nah.
Okay. So it's Evgi, Incration, Vander, and where's your
And then they should start giving
this little guy. Go closer to the camera. He got 3 shots today for his vaccinations.
They all hurt.
There's one.
Oh.
Bam, bam.
Behind my arm.
That was brave.
Someone behind my arm for some odd reason. I don't know why.
And this
It'll
is
be
the guy.
bruised tomorrow when you wake up, buddy.
Yeah.
This is the guy who says this.
Roll for initiative.
Nice.
Hi.
Oh, that
And
was-
say roll for initiative.
My dad told me to say roll for initiative. I don't know why, but he told me to.
Your arm's
Yeah.
gonna be bruised tomorrow
Love
when
that.
you woke up. When you wake up, it's gonna be like yellow and purple.
Okay.
Did Mama go to?
Yeah, she's been gone for like the past hour.
Okay. What have you been doing?
I've just been laying down, not really doing much.
Ice cream party.
Hang on, hold on.
Go away. What is that, please? Yeah, thank you. Alright. We need a paladin to do cure light wounds or cure diseases on the young man. He didn't have a happy time with the immunizations, but that's alright. Alright, so exhaustion. And you enter the swamp. The swamp is... It's almost like in parts of it, it's almost like a lake. You know, it's been raining torrentially for a week or so now, so the swamp is swamped. And as you enter the swamp, what's your plan? You're just going to search. Oh, by the way, on the outskirts of the swamp, there are several like spikes. And you look north and look south, and the spikes continue, not at the monastery, but just to the north of the monastery. And on some other spikes are humans. On some other spikes are creatures of the swamp. And it appears that someone is trying to make it their territory, and you think maybe the troll is. This is a message for people to keep out. Don't imagine you keep out, but you enter into the swamp. What do you do? You're going to search for monks? You're going to... What do you do?
Should we stride out to the center of this this troll's territory?
Christian will search for signs of possibly like if the troll's been here recently or if it's like old tracks. How fresh the tracks are. There we go.
Sure, make a survival check.
Guidance?
Sure.
That'd be a 19.
That would be a no tracks whatsoever. You figure it's a swamp, hard to leave tracks, especially with how much rain that's coming. Almost the swamp is changing and twisting every day with the torrential rain. So no swamps, no tracks.
I'd have to agree with Orion then. Maybe forward and hope that we find it before it finds us.
Which way are you heading? Right deep into the swamps over here?
Do we get a gist of like the curvature of the spikes, or
maybe toward the log in case that would be like where he would set up camp since it's marked on the map?
Sure. If you remember, you found a kind of hermit down here at Vadan's abode, and he said, "Beware, Kalzar." And he mentioned that he lived in a log. So you're not sure if that's exactly where the log is. It's just there as a reminder.
Could be the same.
Yep.
Kelzar the troll?
Okay, yeah, Kalzar, yeah.
Maybe
Rowan, you studied in that there tower. You know anything about trolls?
Yeah, as you mentioned, studying that. Probably no inside jokes. Like what? Oh, yes, of course. That'd be a history check, DM.
Yep.
Yes, I know all about trolls. They are big. They are muscly.
I think you're describing Avgi there, not a troll.
Yes, imagine Avgi, but bigger.
You didn't do your homework much, did you?
No.
I would set my bird, my all on over us to get some a little farther view on the swamps when we are heading forward.
May I ask which one of you would be the most perceptive of the group?
That should be in question, I think. Or maybe Orion?
I think it's between me and Orion. Lady
Is
Luck
Orion-
shines on me, and the stars shine on him.
Is Orion still having internet issues? It would appear so. Incration, how would you like to get a bird's eye view of the swamp to see if you can see anything?
Well, give it a shot.
Okay, I walk up and pat you on the shoulder, and suddenly you are flying above the ground, and you now have a fly speed for 10 minutes. A fly speed of 60 feet for 10 minutes.
Oh, I will use my bonus action dash and my action dash to have a fly speed of 180.
Okay. As you fly high, enough above the swamp to get a good view, why don't you make me a perception check from up above? I'll say with
can I got-
advantage. Yeah,
Ooh.
advantage, right? Yep, absolutely.
23.
Okay. You do spot Kalzar's log. Turns out that the random position on the map is, in fact, where it is. And it's about 2 hours south of where you currently are.
All right, I will do a superhero landing, and it's about 2 hours due south. Seeing the log there, didn't really get an eye of the troll though.
Fantastic. Shall we head off?
You push through the swamps, and you spot a massive log that has like holes cut for windows, doorway. There's no actual window shutters or a door, but there's a doorway. And you'll take down and peek, and you see nothing at the moment. There could be somebody inside the log, but you don't see like any lights flashing, anything like that.
I'm gonna cast. So who wants to go ahead?
Oh, Avgi is gonna step forward and go for the door and
Okay, I've got my friend.
turn around and look to you.
I put my hand on his shoulder, and my eyes become glow for a moment, and you feel an aura around you that feels you calm, that makes you calm. So I cast protection from evil on evil. On Nevki.
Okay. So you're just wandering up to the log, or doing it?
Yeah, he's not gonna kick in the door. He's not. He's smarter
Sure.
now, sort of.
Sure.
So he's gonna knock.
Well, a couple of things. Firstly, if anybody's thinking of hiding, it's going to be incredibly difficult. Imagine hiding in the swamp. Well, there's going to be lots of squelching, lots of splashing. It's very hard to be quiet. But you approach the front of the log. Now, there's no actual door. There's no door. There's just a doorway. But you look inside, and almost before you look inside, you smell inside, and it just smells like rotting meat. And you glance inside, and you see about four creatures, in fact, not about four. They match the very bad description from Rowan. They're large, they're muscly, and they're green, but they're very obviously dead, and there's four of them in there. And they smell, but there's also like carcasses of alligators and things like that. Some carcasses of humans as well. You need to get in a bit closer to see more about the humans. But there's lots of dead things inside here. Dead green muscly things, dead alligators, and some dead humans.
Yeah, it's gonna relay that information, and we need to get in. Gonna take his hammer and bash the door in.
Just a doorway, once again, no actual door, but
Oh yeah.
So that's all of these.
maybe Avgi is channeling bone and bashing things that
yeah.
aren't really there.
Muscle memory.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna
Well-
enter and take a look.
The solitary man was not hermit was not wrong about this creature of the swamp killing trolls and everyone. We should be careful when leaving this place. I mean, this is really a hunter. I wonder whether we are being hunted now.
What would be able to easily kill 4 trolls? Seems yeah.
The creature seems to have, according to the description, tentacles. Cannot imagine what it is. Maybe a demon from the past awakened.
Well, or what if this rain has changed the troll like it is doing to some of the plants?
I have the sensation that we are gonna figure out earlier or later. Either we try to hunt this creature in its own territory, or we continue away east and hope for the best.
Let's search the cabin. Let's see if we can find some of these bright eye herbs. Eye bright.
Well, you all go into this log cabin. As I said, the smell is quite overpowering. Those who go inside, you can make an investigation check. And I'll let you know what you cast. Nothing magical, Roman.
Okay.
Don't forget your exhaustion levels.
Who is exhausted there? Is a die exhausted?
I'm not.
No, cool.
I have an ability to protect me.
Why can't I read alphabetically? There it is. I don't even know why I bother. I should just stand there and look pretty.
You do exceptionally well. There we go. And kind of looks like we got Orion back with us. Do we have a Josh back, Josh? Maybe not. Okay. You don't find the meat is well. First of all, I'll say you investigate the trolls. There they are, trolls, and they have been killed by something with claws. That's what you deduce from that. They've been killed by something with claws. Like they weren't just die, they didn't starve. They were literally killed by a clawed creature. You also notice the humans there. They're wearing garbs similar to the monks at the Spirited Leaf. Perhaps these are the monks you were looking for. And that's what you discover.
Avgi's gonna collect the monks. I assume they have medallions of the Redeemer, same as he does, and just
Do?
yeah, collect them.
Okay.
Well, Evgi, this is more your territory than us. Do you think we should seek that creature, or shall we run?
I'm not sure what type of creature. This is not my territory either, but
I mean, at least emotionally. I mean, because of the monks. Do you want us to search for it or continue? I'm afraid that, I mean, one thing I am afraid of leaving the creature here is that your mother in question is really close to the swamp.
I agree.
It's true. Maybe we should track down this creature and end it.
But it's strange. We couldn't find any eyebright. Does it mean that the monster is, I don't know, intelligent enough to carry such items of import with it?
Well, maybe this is just a place where he deposits things. If you want me to guess, I think if we set camp in the swamp, we will get ambushed. Maybe that's what we should do.
I mean, we do have that instant tower.
Yeah, but if he's smart, will not attack us in the tower. My question is, shall we take the risk of camping outside to look weak and with no refuge, but awaken, of course, waiting for the creature to attack us.
Could I ask so we can see claw marks on the wounds on the trolls?
Yeah, for that matter, claw marks on every dead thing that's in here.
Okay. Would that tell us anything about the creature's size or appearance other than claws?
If someone wants a medicine check, we can give you information about that, depending on the roll. But looking at these wounds,
I'll give it a try, but
Sure.
it's really not
Guidance.
with disadvantage. Could have been worse.
big,
12.
big.
Big. Yeah.
Not sure how big. Like, could be 8 foot, could be 20 foot, could be 15 foot. We don't know. Just big. Rowan, make a
yeah, I
perception
agree,
check for Cheshire at advantage.
Okay. After uselessly looking around with you guys, Rowan will click his fingers, and a little purple cat with tentacles will appear. Oh, tentacles! And appear on his shoulder, and just whisper into, and the little kitten will begin sniffing the air.
Is what the
Oh,
little
sorry,
kitten
I
looks
don't-
like.
Oh, that
what
is
do I
2
put
GM.
Oh, little kitten's
change
taken over
that.
the swamp.
Little displacer
Aw.
beast kitten.
Aww.
It's called Cheshire.
Oh. Remember trying to find that thing in the Witchlight campaign.
Ah, that's right. That's right. I see your roll, even though it's hidden there.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from the smell of nothing else of note that Cheshire discovers.
No problem, buddy. I scratch his ear and then click, and he just poofs.
Well,
Does-
we could set up a little ambush, like you said, Adai. See what this creature is. We can deal with it.
Well, as far as we all know the risk, let's do it.
If we wanted to completely conceal ourselves, as to not expose ourselves, almost in terms of that we wouldn't be able to see the log, but also we wouldn't be able to be seen, I could set up an alarm. Actually, let me double check. I have to be inside the area, don't I? Do I?
No, I mean, you can cast it, you can be outside.
Yes, it can ping me up to 1 mile away, the mental alarm. Yeah. I can set up a 20-foot area inside to tell me when someone comes back. And that way I
Well,
wouldn't
that-
have to rely on my frankly awful ability to conceal myself.
Yeah. I think in that respect, we will not conceal ourselves, so we can put the alarm to know whether the creature approaches or approaches the lodge, but my suggestion for a plan will be we rest on a dry area if we find, pretend to sleep, but being ready for a fight.
If we can spare 10 minutes, I'll
Yeah.
cast it ritually rather than expending some of my more immediate magics.
Mhm.
And I'll begin tracing around the room as I cast it ritually.
I assume it's a silent alarm that only you'll be informed of.
Yes, there's 2 options. I will be casting the mental alarm, which a
Sure.
ping will go off in my mind. If I'm asleep, it will wake me, and it just tells me that someone is inside the 20-foot cube.
Okay, got it.
And we set camp nearby in an area which may can prove us an
The door.
advantage.
The door.
Dry, yeah. And one thing which we are going to need, so we have some torches or some fire, just to be sure that we can see. At least I can see. And otherwise, it will look like a normal camp, but we are gonna be awake while resting.
So you set up camp. You do find a dry area, which takes you a while because it's a swamp and there's lots of rain, and it's. But you do find it, and you set up camp with some torches, and roll me a d4, Vander. I think Vander hasn't done a DM roll yet. So roll me a d4.
D4?
Yep.
Ooh.
Wow.
After only about an hour, not even really enough to get you tired. I'm saying you kind of make a camp north of the log. Nothing approaches you, nothing pings or anything, nothing, you don't get attacked. But your alarm does go off in Kalzar's log, Rowan.
Let's go. The log. My alarm.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, so how are you approaching the log?
Well, we cannot hide, but no. So I guess we go as basically direct as we can. No.
Right.
Should we try to lure him out or something?
Christian will try to go along side stealthily.
Wow. Hello.
I'm going to cast again a protection against Avior to Evgi, just to be on the safe side.
Thank you.
Dragging you across onto a map. So we can more precisely lined up, and that's everybody. Okay. So, you might see this is an absolutely beautiful map. I'd like you to take extra admiration at that beautiful log that I created. It took me hours of artwork. That's what happens when players jig right and you expect them to jig left. So that's where you are. Do you do? You said you're going to sneak up in Kracia?
Yep.
You can do so. Will be at disadvantage because you're squishing through the swamp. And if you're exhausted...
That's fine. So it'd be 19. I rolled a 19 on the first one. I forgot about a disadvantage. Rolled again.
I see. So 19. Okay, so you approach the log. Feel free to approach the log.
Yeah, so we go for it.
Yeah.
If anybody else is approaching and you want to make stealth, you can do so at disadvantage.
Let's spread a bit.
No point. I'm gonna. Can I stomp my feet to intimidate stealth? I don't know. Squelch hard into the swamp.
Sure. So you're looking to attract attention?
Yeah.
A creature.
Running away as he begins stomping. Like, no, not me.
Creature pops out of the log, sticks his head out, and he says, you see that the trolls that you saw in the log cabin before had 2 arms. But this guy has really, really strange arms. Like you see one's coming out of his back, one's coming out of his torso.
That's Kalzar.
And it says, "This Kalzar Kingdom, Kalzar King!" And he thumps his chest with one of his spare arms and says, "My swamp, or Kalzar eat you."
Make this easy. You got eye bright.
Do not know what Eyebright is. Kalzar's not here to ask questions. Kalza ask in his great mercy to leave now or face the wrath of Kalzar. Leave my swamp. This be my kingdom.
Did you kill those monks we found in
Kalzar
your
not
cabin?
know what monks are.
Humans.
Humans are food. You look like food.
I wouldn't eat me if I were you.
Wow, Kalzar have big appetite. I'll eat you raw.
Fine then.
Dad, my swamp.
As he begins approaching, I'm just going to cast a spell.
Oh, if it's an attacking spell,
Not an attacking spell, but it is a save spell.
let's roll initiative anyway because
Yep.
that might
you
be
know,
counted. So what spell are you casting, Rowan?
Hold monster.
Oh, that is an attacking roll, so we will.
Oh yes, it is like an offensive oriented spell. I didn't know if you meant like attack roll. Yeah.
So you try and get off the spell. It's all going to depend on the initiative order, I guess.
Awful is the initiative order.
And can you put the Kosa there, please?
Yeah, and Avgi as well. Oh, mispronouncing my own name. Yeah, 20 for Avgi as well.
Oh, for the initiative, sure. So
Yeah.
Avgi. What did Avgi roll?
I can put it in. 20.
Oh, there we go. And do we have a Josh back, or can Josh participate? Yeah.
He has rolled.
Oh, he has rolled. Cool. So Josh, what did he roll?
A 4.
A 4. So Ryan has a 4. Okay. One more thing before we go. Okay. So, oops. And the swamp. How's that say? This is my kingdom. Do not bow to me, you will be food. Your arrogance, it will be food. Oh wait, one more thing I didn't do right. There we go. Okay, so Vander, you see things are going down in your first act. What do you do?
So I'm going to take away a couple of steps closer to this guy.
Well, you could, but that's a thing of water right in front of you. So
Right, I think I stood here. Is it difficult terrain, I guess?
definitely difficult terrain.
Right.
I mean, you can go through the water if you like, but yeah, it's.
Can I get to this position?
Yeah, so you find the
Walk between trees.
sliver of dry land between these things. So yes, you can proceed sort of between those trees. Absolutely.
All right. I guess that's 30 feet of movement right here. 35 feet away from me. Okay. Vanner is just going to go up between the trees, and he's going to ask the troll. So, what makes you assume that everything around you is food? Have you not considered that you yourself perhaps is food to something as well? And then I'm going to cast Cause Fear.
What's fear? Wisdom saving throw. It's not a construct, not undead. 16. Does a 16 make it? No, it doesn't.
Nope.
No, Kalzar. No, not like. Kalzar's not food. Kalzar will never be food. And he starts quaking in his boots. So he can't approach you, and attacks will be at disadvantage. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And Vander's just going to say, if I were you, I would try to be a little bit more polite. Or perhaps things won't go your way in the future.
They're not
And then
like you.
I'm going to end my turn.
Okay, cows are not like you. And he gets to do it at the end of his turn, right? So, okay, cool. Joy.
So Joy is currently invisible.
Uh-huh.
And Joy has flight.
Sure.
So I guess I'll just fly up all the way. Yeah.
Sure.
And, well, I guess we'll just use Joy's attack. Attack with advantage. The sting.
23
23.
pierces the
Perfect.
thick hide. Well, that Joy instantly becomes visible.
Yeah.
Roll damage for that.
That's 1d4 plus 3. So 5 points of piercing damage, and then he has to do a DC 17 Constitution saving throw for the poison damage.
It's pretty constitutional, and he rolls a dirty 20.
Yeah.
So, excellent.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay. Okay, so he shakes off the poison as little Stinger gets in. Excellent. Avgi, you're up. Remember, it's difficult terrain. I don't imagine there's a problem for Avgi, but yeah, go for it.
Yeah, he's gonna bonus action rage as he sets his attention to attack this thing with righteous fury. And let's see, movement. Well, each square is 10 since it's difficult terrain, and I have. Where's the thing? Bonus action for rage, half your speed, so it would be 20, so I have 60 feet of movement. So
Rage
that
run.
should be,
Cool.
yeah, it's gonna, yeah, so I'm trying to cut him off in case he tries to, since he sees
Sure.
him quaking in his boots. Right to the side, and yeah, it's gonna try to slam into him with his maul, recklessly.
Sure. So at advantage. Got it. So
with
rage
advantage.
swing with a maul of Wonder. It definitely hits.
Yeah.
Both of them hit, in fact.
And then that was the advantage roll, I think.
Oh, sure. Okay,
Or
so
did I-
24 hits.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll the other attack first. That's a 19. Still hits.
Yep, I roll again because you might hit a natural 20.
Oh no, that was.
Oh, yeah, that was, yeah.
I,
So
I
the
managed
24.
to do the
Got it.
two dice one.
It's a 24 and 19 both hit.
Yes, so that's 15 plus 15. That's plus 4, so 34 of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, he really.
Oh,
really
that's
did.
it's. My rage damage has increased, so that would be 36.
So another 2, in other words. Ah,
Yeah, I got
excellent.
my rage damage increased from 2 to 3, so
Yep.
36. Yeah.
Yes, I just gave him another 2 because it already counted for him. So,
Ah, yeah, of course.
20 minutes.
what's up?
I accidentally turned off my iPad. I've just been sitting there for like the past 20 minutes.
You
have-
sitting?
I've just been doing that for like the past 20 minutes.
I haven't. Okay, cool. Nice. Good hits, Evgi. And as you see Kalazar recoils from his blows and still looking sideways at Vandor, he says, "Creatures of the swamp, come to defend me." And something you thought was a log, and I burst out of the swamp and is going to attack you. This giant crocodile who looks suspiciously like old Gnarly from the zoo.
Yes.
But he's not really. Okay. Now there's a sensible way to do this. Okay, so it comes out of the swamp and it just swings its tail at you. It was indistinguishable by a log, so this is the first attack is going to be at advantage. And it rolls a 23 as its tail snaps into you. I take 14 points of bludgeoning damage and make me a strength saving throw.
Give me a second, please. So, other creatures, let me just put this one. So it doesn't have advantage because I don't see it. Just if in case he didn't hit me.
Yeah, you're not surprised, you just didn't see it. But
No,
regardless, I rolled a
other
19 and a 23, so...
Okay, yeah, but I just mentioned that because the second part is that the other creatures don't get advantage on attacking when I don't see them. But anyway, so I get hit.
Yeah, I rolled a 23 first, so, and a 19, so take the first roll,
Yeah,
23.
perfect, yeah.
14
Strength saving throw, you say, no?
Yep, 14 bludgeoning, yeah, and a strength saving throw.
Okay, that's 24, and I take the damage.
That's good. So it swipes you twice to knock you prone, but you manage to maintain your feet. But then its massive maw opens up and it goes to bite you, and it misses with a 14. So you avoid the worst of the thing, the creature doing crocodile things, but doesn't quite get it. And Kracian, you're next to react. What do you do?
Is my stealth of 19 still in effect? Does he not see me?
Yeah, you can roll. Whoops. Actually, he might. He might be able to smell it. Let me just roll or something. He has a good nose, but not that good a nose. You may roll at advantage.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll throw a card at him.
That hits.
Natural 20!
Okay. Ooh. 10d6, 2d4 plus 5 to this.
Jeez.
That's 55 points of magical damage.
Massive hit. So 54. Okay, yeah, the card cuts into him. He lets out a roar of dissatisfaction. And yeah, that hurt. Ouchies.
I will since I had advantage, I didn't have to steady aim. All difficult terrain. Whoops, let's see here. 10, 20. To here and attempt to stealth again.
Okay. That's a
With disadvantage of 25.
Okay, cool. Consider yourself hidden. Adi, being attacked by this crocodile. What do you do? He's right there.
Yeah, so I'm going to cast called Taz's Mind Whip. So my energy starts coming from my head, and two rays of energy go towards the crocodile and Kelsar. You have to do an intelligence saving throw. Just let me put it in the. At DC 15, I think. Yes.
They both fail.
Okay, so then they get 15 points of psychic damage, each of them. They cannot use reactions, and they can only either move, attack, or bonus action, but not only one of the three. Okay, and since this one doesn't have reactions, I'm gonna move away, and I tell the others, stay away from the crocodile.
Okay, cool. No, they can still attack. They have the multi-attack. They can do multi-attack.
I think so. They can use an action, so they can use, if the action is multi-attack, they can.
Okay,
But for example, now the crocodile maybe it will need to move, so then it could not attack, for example.
Leave me, I'm squishy.
Another crocodile appears from the swamp, leaps out at oh sorry, did Adi have a turn? He did, yes. So the croc jumps out. You didn't see it, looked like a log. It swings with its tail at advantage. Vanderin rolls a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage and make a constitution saving throw for the concentration.
Wow.
Okay, no problem. And now a strength saving throw.
Strength. Oh. Nuts.
Flips you and knocks you on your back, and then it comes at you with its massive bite to try and grab you. And at advantage, it rolls a 21. which
Yep.
must hit as well. Take another 21 piercing damage.
Oh,
Make another
God.
con saving throw.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make that one. No.
Okay. Kalza laughs as this crocodile deals with you, and he's no longer afraid of you. And the crocodile grabs you and pulls you under the water, out of sight from
Oh.
everybody.
Oh,
You look at Kalzar, and the wounds on his side appear to heal. And some of the massive blow done by Incretion seems to heal up. And he smashes. We're afraid. First of all, he sees the opening on Avgi, leaving himself wide open, so he's going to try and bite Avgi. At advantage with a 15 Avgi, which I think
oh
misses.
no, that's gonna miss.
And then he starts clawing you. He's going to make 4 claw attacks against you, Avgi, at advantage with all his multi-arms.
4. Whoa.
So 27.
Remember the
10,
talk.
21, 11.
Anything above 17 would hit, yeah.
Unless
that'll
you
be-
use your torque. It's a reaction to use your torque.
Yeah. Do I want to use it though? Yeah, I'm gonna use it. So 21 would be my AC.
Still 2 hits.
Yep.
So you take, as he just shreds into your... Whoops, that's not the right button. This is the right button. You take... Whoops. You take... Let's see, that's 2 hits. So net effect, you take 17 points of damage, and I've taken your rage into account. So 17 points of damage for
Ooh,
2 hits.
Yep.
It was 35 combined, but when you do the maths, it comes out at 20... What have I said? 17. Yeah, so he just starts shredding into my roar. All right. Josh, what you got? Sorry, from Archer. Cool. Bliss. Okay. Bliss on Rowan.
The FG and himself.
Yep.
Blessed. Oops. Oh, thank you. And himself, I heard. So
Yes.
Ryan
And then bonus act.
and Adai. Okay. And then bonus action Starry Form, which you can shoot on this round
Nice.
as well. And the 24 hits, so as you cast Bless, people feel good. You shoot your Starry Form with the Archer, and does Tau Radiant to him. Okay, cool. And you're concentrating on Bless, of course. Okay, excellent. Rowan, last to react with a crocodile not that far away from you. Looks confused though. What do you do?
Does it look like if I was to Oh, of course it doesn't get reactions. I'm an idiot. Has difficult terrain. I will quickly sprint over there as well as I can, and I'll hold up 2 hands, one towards the crocodile, one towards the troll. By the bastion, halt! And I will twin spell hold monster.
Nice. Okay.
So,
And they both need to make DC 17 wisdom saves. I'll spend my 5 sorcery points to do the twin spell.
what does hold monster affect? What's considered a monster?
They are power. The specific wording is a creature.
Okay.
Any creature.
So it is everything essentially.
Okay, well these are anything. These are anything. Malcolm's word of wisdom for the day. These are anything. So wisdom. So casting time. You can see whether we're gonna be paralyzed. So at the
Melee
end,
attacks
okay.
will be at advantage.
So this crocodile here. Oh, I guess that's the only one you can see. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 9. So that crocodile, making a wisdom saving thro So,
Yes.
so I'll put a confused icon on him so we know it. And Kalzar, come on, Kalzar. What's the DC? 17?
17. Do I get the impression that he has any kind of magical resistances?
No, but he does roll well, so he avoids it with a 19 on the dice, but a -1 makes it to 18. So he's taking shit off. Okay, very
Okay,
cool
at least
though.
the crocodile's out of action.
But it gets to re-roll at the end of its turn, but we'll get there when we get there. Very cool. Ryan, Coastal. That was Coastal.
Okay, Costa is going to. I don't see Costa, but they were in the map.
There's Coastal.
Thank you. Let's say it was with me somewhere here. It's gonna do flyby to give a help action to towards Kestal. Kestal, sorry.
Yep, Coastal hoots in his hand and drops a little bit of poop in his eye as he goes past. Kalzar is distracted by Coastal. Very cool. Okay, nice. And Vander, you're under the water in the grips of a crocodile. What do you do?
Well, there's not that many things I can do to get out of this situation. I was considering throwing Darn's Instant Fortress, but I think that would be suicide, so I'm not going to do that. But I will pick up my Wand of Magic Missiles, and I will use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charges. Well, if it's holding me into its mouth, I guess I'll just fire into its face or into its mouth or wherever it seems the most appropriate to fire the missiles at this moment. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charges plus the 3 normally. Is that 7 orbs?
You're using how many
I can
charges?
just display it there. 6 charges.
6 charges. So there's 5 extra.
9. 5. Wait, 1 for the cast, 6 charges. 8 missiles? Because 1 extra missile per charge?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. Roll 8d4 plus 8.
All right.
The missile shoot with unerring accuracy straight into the maw of the crocodile, and it recoils back, and it has got you in its jaws as you shoot the thing down its throat. The crocodile smiles are meant to be ominous, and it just smiles back at you through the murky water.
Oh my god.
Did not kill it.
That's the good. Well, luckily for me though, I see that I have a potion of healing in my inventory.
Yeah.
And being as egoistic as I am, I will proceed to drink it under the water, I guess.
Sure, you take a bonus action to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I know you can't see yourself on the map, but you're grappled as well. That much should be. Oh, and they're restrained, in fact. Okay, so you see bright lights coming out of the water from around here. Whoops, from around here, as Vander casts his magic missiles. Joy, what does Joy do?
I think Joy will just wait. Is the troll helped? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Joy will just use her. Joy will use her action to turn invisible again.
Yeah. And stays there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Adgi going toe to toe with the troll. What do you do?
Adai, I need to save my brother. Can you hold him?
I can also help him. I can use my magic to take him out.
I'll try to deal with that croc before it deals with Rowan as well. And he's going to, that's 10, 20, step around the troll. So I really want to see how much I can do to this thing.
Attacks are at advantage on their automatic criticals should you hit.
Yeah. So let's see. It's going to attack recklessly. No, I don't need to, since it's advantage. So it's going to attack it. The croc twice.
More
So that's a
Wander
hit.
comes down. Yeah, that hits. It's a crit as well.
Oh, that's a
That's a crit anyway.
So let me see. I do have brutal critical, so that would be, let's see, 4d6, 5d6, 10d6, yeah, plus 12.
Just a little bitty crocodile. Doesn't do anybody any harm.
Come on, land.
It's rattling around.
Yeah, that would be 43 damage plus 6 from rage, so 49 damage.
Oh, the creature takes a massive blow from Monda's Maul, and it's looking bad.
Mm. And I'm going to, that would be 20. It's gonna get closer to be able to get to Avgi, so no, to
Ender?
Vander, yeah. So that's 40 speed, yeah. That's how far I can move.
I think Kalzar can still take opportunity attacks, I believe.
I think so.
He cannot from the until my turn. He cannot because of the spell. I think. Let me check the.
Oh yeah, the mind whip.
Pass
Yes,
the mind whip.
yes, I need to read it. Sorry, the spell. I think it's until my turn, which it will come next.
Didn't he say one?
That's the whole monster.
No, the whole monster he said, but not my
okay.
whip.
Sure. Okay.
Until the end of his next turn, so I think he.
I rolled
I think
for
he
it.
can. I think he can use reaction now.
Well, I rolled for it and he misses regardless, so it's fine. Even at advantage, you're up 16, which is less than Avgi's armor class. Okay, Avgi. So taking a big swipe at the croc.
Wisdom saving throw for the croc.
At the end of its turn.
Let's see if it makes it. Sorry, what condition is it under?
It is paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
Throw.
Okay.
And the only thing it can do on its turn is make the save, and because it comes at the end of its turn.
Which means that all attacks from Avix will be critical.
It's really confused, and all it does is thrash around in the water. It rolls a 2 for its wisdom saving throw. So it's still there. It rolls around in a crocodile type way. Okay, and Kracian hiding behind some bushes over there. What do you do?
Gonna fling a card at the troll. Oh, should have been at advantage. Why did it do that? So we'll keep the 13. Uh, 22.
22 hits, not a critical, but feel free to get sneak attack damage.
23.
3 points of damage. Okay, nice. Yeah.
Do the same thing. Hide again.
The creature's got a bead on you now. He's got object permanence, so as you bounce around the swamp, he's keeping an eye on you. So, okay. And Kracia, nice shot though. Adai, right next to Cal.
I open my mouth and a ray of energy comes from it towards his head, and I cast Psychic Lance on him.
Psychic Lance. So intelligence for Palzar. A dirty 1, if there's such a thing.
Okay, so he takes 25 points of psychic damage, and he's incapacitated the next round.
Okay, he also gets turned upside down, so he's incapacitated. There we go. And Mhm.
Yes, so thinking whether I can help. Well, I think every seems to have a vendor, so I'm gonna use meta magic quicken spell to do booming blade on the crocodile.
Sure. Yep, so 14. It's an advantage.
Yes, 14 doesn't hit, I guess. So
Well, it does, but roll again because it might roll a natural 20. But you don't.
yeah,
So,
and then it's yes, and then the damage I have to roll now. It's 20. It should be 10. Let me roll because of the critical. So it should be 1d8 more and 1d6 more. So that'll be 4, 15. So 23 points of damage.
the
What?
combination of the psychic lance and the rapier just caused the crocodile to. You put it out of its misery, effectively. It was in a world of hurt, but you finish it off, Adai. Well done.
Okay. Remember that the damage of the psychic lance was towards him. Eh?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I got the psychic lance on him, and he just plain old didn't have enough hit points. Okay, great.
And then I will move. Yeah, and then I will move. Let me see. That was one because I will move until here, and that's my turn.
Underneath the water, Vander, the crocodile, as you're struggling in the water, it's going to open its mouth and try and chomp down on you again at advantage. And at advantage, it rolls a 24.
Yeah.
You take 16 points of piercing damage, and needless to say, you're still grappled. So that's the underwater croc's turn. So what happened to Kelzar?
He's incapacitated until the beginning of my next turn.
Okay, so he's going to do nothing. Actually, he can move technically, but he's not going to regardless. Orion, still concentrating on Bless. What do you do? Oh, no, Orion. Yeah, Orion? Josh? We have a Josh. Oh, there we go. Starry Form Archer. You shoot a Kelzar, I assume. That is unfortunately going to miss, though you do have Bless. And Bless makes it hit. 11 points of damage. Oh, actually, I forgot. Kelzar does get some hit points back. Some of his wounds do heal. I think your Starry Form does hit Orion thanks to Bless. And Guiding Bolt hits as well for 15 radiant. And Kelzar gets lit up like a Christmas tree as the Guiding Bolt encases him. And advantage on the next one against you. I'm assuming that's your turn, Josh. And we will move to Rowan.
Okay, I will. A finger will start glowing this brassy colour as I trudge through the swamp towards Avgi, and I'll just touch it on your chest. And suddenly, your feet, trudging through the swamp, move completely free as I cast freedom of movement on you. So you are not affected by difficult terrain.
Nice.
I have to say, save Vander. And then I will also do a quicken spell. And I will lob an advantage firebolt at the troll.
Okay, so at advantage. Thanks to the Guiding Bolt, so this lit up creature, and 19 hits.
19 hits for 17. Oh, that is very good damage roll.
Yes.
17 fire damage.
Now, I know you guys probably know maybe your characters don't, that trolls don't regenerate, they take fire damage. So, lucky that Rowan did that. I'm not sure if Rowan knows that. Jory probably does, but Rowan doesn't.
It was purely just because it's my most damaging cantrip, and it was the only thing I could do.
Worked out well.
Yeah.
And Coastal's turn.
Okay, then the same role, basically attack the poor troll on his eyes and move forward. So to give advantage to the next attack, which probably will be Joyce.
Excellent. Now, while you can't see Vander, it's Vander's turn as you're trapped in this crocodile jaw underwater. Vander, what do you do?
So, I was considering doing suggestion, but I don't think that's. I'm a little bit unsure if that's going to work underwater, though. I'm just going to share the description. You suggest a course of activity and magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you.
What are you suggesting?
Well, I'm going to suggest that the crocodile brings me back to the surface, lets go of me, and returns back to its lovely family. And as my bonus action, I will use Unsettling Words and as a bardic inspiration to reduce his saving throw by 1d6.
The creature does not seem to take a note. Turns out the crocodile doesn't speak your language, doesn't understand you, does not speak common. So the spell just fails. Does not understand what you're saying, unfortunately.
Yeah, doesn't hear and understand you. Yeah.
Doesn't have any language.
All right.
Doesn't speak common. So unfortunately, that just plain old doesn't work. Your suggestion fizzles. Anything else?
No, that's both my action and my bonus action.
Okay. You do have Joy on your side, though, invisible next to the troll.
Yeah. Yeah, I can use my reaction to make her attack, so I think I will do that.
Sure. At advantage, thanks to Coastal. 14 does hit.
Oh, perfect. So that's 1d4 plus 3, which would be 7 points of piercing damage, and then Constitution saving throw, 17.
I'm not going to bother with the Constitution throw. So Joy. Whoops, not that one.
Roll for initiative.
This one.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, perfect. I guess Joy would just crawl onto the back of the troll and just plunge her tail into the eye of the ogre, making poison drip from the tip of her tail, just seeping out of his sockets.
Kalzar is crew. We're out of my eyes. And Kalzar dies and sinks into the swamp. And as I said, he's not going to regenerate because of the fire. So, well done, Joy and Rowan. A good combination there. Okay. Evgi, with Kalzar dead, the crocodile dead. There's one crocodile around you, no, but you can't see it. What do you do?
No longer suffer from difficult terrain.
Oh,
Yeah, so he's gonna rush through. That's gonna be 20 feet from where I saw Vander last time. Dive into the waters and try to swim downwards and find the croc and try to grapple onto its maw and wrench it open, I think.
Okay, I'm going to say you can't really miss it. And so you're just going to try and wrench Vander out of its jaws, in other words.
Yeah, literally just wrench its jaws open.
Okay, so make a athletics check at advantage.
That's not going to be a problem.
No problem. So you wrench Vander out of his jaws, and Vander gasps for breath and just floats to the surface.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that was my one grapple move. No, one attack action as a grapple. So with my next, I'm going to pierce it with my bone claws as they protrude from my arms and just stab into its jaw. It's going to be a normal attack roll.
21 hits.
That's 11 damage.
Yep. Got it. Rage attack this creature. Oh, that's it. That's your second attack, right? So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
The creature. That creature is dead. Not quite the right order for me. Okay, and Kracia, not hidden, but you do see the crocodile.
Oh, I do. Okay, perfect. We'll steady aim and throw a card at him then.
I'm doing it. Throw some damage.
Okay. +5. 38.
This is Doug's daughter, by the way, who says...
Natural 20!
It's Doug's daughter. So what's wrong? 38 points of damage. Oh, it really hurts the croc, but not quite enough to kill it. It's very much on the back foot, those bones wrestling with its jaws. Adai, you're up. You can see the croc.
I'll jump with all my strength there, and I with the rapier forward, and I'm going to make it boom. So I'm gonna booming blade it.
Okay.
Natural 20, and plus the booming blade, which I didn't roll, would be 2 ones.
Oh.
Classic. Okay. Yeah. So, 14, 16 points of piercing damage.
The creature, you hit the creature with the blooming blade. It tries to get away. Abgi misses. Adai, you miss your opportunity. But then the booming blade kicks in, and bits of crocodile are all over the swamp.
That would be really funny. Now we fight 10 crocodiles.
So it's a dead crocodile. And with that, you take a breath. Kauzar, the self-proclaimed king of the swamp, is dead.
Once Vander returns to the surface, he's totally drenched in swamp water, but he's not really that. He's not breathing that heavy. He's just like very annoyed that the crocodile even bothered to bringing down and submerging under the filthy water. So he's just gonna stand up and like try to clean himself as best as he can with the dirt. And with the prestidigitation, Vander's gonna be like, that's the spot, Rowan. That's what I really need now.
I've got the prestidigitation cloth.
Little brother, are you okay? I was worried for a second.
Well, I'm glad that you're worried for me, Avgi. It's been quite a while since you did that last time. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But to answer your question, I've been better. I don't really like laying between the fangs of a crocodile, so I'll save that part for you next time.
No,
If you'd like to experience it yourself, though, but it's not pleasant.
I can think of happier places to be.
Ryan,
I
wounds on
agree.
Vander for 12 hit points.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was bloodied when I came back up to the surface.
I'm gonna go back to culture, and I'm gonna check on him. I will use detect magic just in case this fucker has been collecting more than bodies in this round.
No magic is detected.
In any other items of interest, maybe something that he took from the priest.
The only thing he has is a loincloth. You can take the loincloth if you want it.
No,
Please not.
I think I'm good.
I can prestidigitate that before we pick it up if you want to.
Prestidigitation is a powerful spell, but it's not this powerful. It is immune to prestidigitation. It is that
I think
easy.
we need napalm for that. Okay, but I think that will give Christian, your mother, a little bit more breath here. At least for a while. But man, I hate this swamp, so the earlier we leave, the better.
I agree.
Wholesomely
Wholeheartedly.
Anyway, we have to kind of spend nearby the night because we were actually resting here. So I would suggest we go back to our dry place, finish our rest there, and then continue east.
We have the ancient fortress. We can make our own dry place.
True. We don't have to. Yeah. Now we don't have to pretend.
Yeah, we're gonna sleep dry tonight, but I would like to wake up somewhere tomorrow that's not covered in water everywhere. So if we could at least make it out of the swamps.
You put a massive fortress in the swamp, and it immediately starts sinking.
Yeah, let's find somewhere better to place it.
Okay, we found a spot or dry spot anyway, and yeah. So let's rest tonight. Tomorrow we'll be out of the swamp.
Dry is a relative term. You find that dry space casts Distant Fortress, and it starts sinking. I mean, just think about it. Building a fortress in a swamp is not considered good.
Could we not choose the log?
We do the night without the fortress in this quote unquote dry area.
We just take his nasty log and sleep in that.
I can at least alarm the door then, if someone wants to approach.
And we could bury the bodies and toss the troll bodies out.
Sure.
I mean, we are the dry area is nearby, but it's not at the lodge, so we can definitely we don't need to clean the trolls for sure. The bodies we can just, of course, recover. But
I think we're up to Vander. Let's do Vander. Roll me a d20.
D20.
Ah.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, it was. Then the night goes without incident. So you may all take a long rest. As you wake up in the swamp, I'm going to say those who are exhausted are still exhausted. You need to get to someplace drier than a stinky old log that has holes in the roof. So you wake up, and what do?
To the ziggurat, I guess?
yeah, we keep up towards the cigarette.
Rowan, I see no sensible reason for a magic user not to cast mage armor, so feel free just to say you have mage armor on every day and just take up the spell slot.
Cool.
So just assume mage armor. Okay, so pressing out through the swamp. Actually takes you 2 days to get here because of the difficulty of the swamp. So, who rolled it? So, Adai and Orion, can you roll me a d20? Okay, the day goes without incident. And you push on further towards a ziggurat, getting out of the swamp, which I imagine feels good, and back into the plains of Odenbeer. As the rain continues to pour down. And by the way, these d20s, 15 or more means something happens, like a random encounter. And if you roll a natural 20, 2 encounters happen.
Ooh.
So, no random encounters. And you push forward to the coast of the Calhay Sea, and you see no ziggurat of the new moon. Search around, it's not hard to spot a ziggurat, and it's plain old not there.
Is there any mark of this ever been there? A road, for example, going to nowhere, area of trees that seems to be funnily cut, leaving some space, something on those lines. And more into the surrounding.
Make an investigation check. Rowan, you don't see anything invisible, so it's not an invisible ziggurat.
Not on the ethereal plane either.
Mm-hmm. I don't know whether this would be useful, but I have cartographer's tools, so I will just make notes on a map and so on.
Well,
24.
Just a sec. It sees into the ethereal plane as well. Okay, nope. Wherever it is, it's also not on the ethereal plane. It's not there. And you do a thorough search around it, looking for roads and footprints, and you don't see anything.
well, friends,
Roads, footprints, anything that would detect that something was there that isn't there. It's just gone.
Did anybody happen to see the moon cycle last night?
well, I mean, the moon's in a bunch of chunks, so I wouldn't really say we have a moon cycle.
Okay, Rowan would not ask that question then.
Well, Orion definitely will know.
No, the moon does have cycles. I mean, it's controversial to say things on Aglarion, but you're actually living on a round globe. Most people think it's flat, but it's in fact a round globe, and the moon does have phases, and it's so it's a full moon tonight.
So how
Do
long
we
for a
think-
new moon?
Yes, that's what I was getting at. Do you think the ziggurat of the new moon only appears on the new moon? So a full moon would be a full cycle away from a new moon.
A couple of weeks, I'd say.
There also is another thing. The first ziggurat we seen in Odinbeard was only accessible in the Shadow Realm. Maybe it's a combination of the Shadowfell plus a new moon.
Yes,
I
maybe.
mean,
it is.
definitely we've seen the ziggurat, or even worse, the ziggurat we've seen in the Shadow Realm is this ziggurat transported there. You know, it's not here because it's somewhere else now. But 2 weeks is too long. We cannot wait here 2 weeks.
No.
I think I will suggest we keep an eye on the moon cycles, and if we manage to be near the area in a time in which new moon will be there, maybe we can quickly come and check.
I have to end the session a little bit early. This person has a volleyball game, so I need to leave a little bit early. But to help your poor DM, who's basically preparing an entire world each week, where's the plan? Where do you wish to travel next week?
I think Gorso, no?
Yeah.
Or so,
I
which
will
way?
not.
I think I would suggest we can. Yes.
Like, sort of like this, following the roads.
Yes.
Going via Odinbear?
No, I mean we will go a
Around
little bit
it?
around it.
Around it, yeah. Or we could go
Oops.
like this.
Yeah, maybe better. So I think I like this more because we can also take the bridge. Yes, I like that more.
Yeah. Could visit the prison if anyone's got any loved ones in there. Is it quarry and a penitentiary? Two rooms in one
Ah,
side.
thank you, whoever drew that yellow line. Oh, yes,
Yes,
both.
that's me.
Both. Remember the hard labor laws? Hard labors are done in the quarry, busting rocks. So that's where the prisoners
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, so I think we do that. Yes, that's a good position from the Ergi. And so direction Gorso, and after Gorso, most likely to Nangreth to try to get the other torques. So with a little bit of luck, we can get 2 torques.
Yeah,
The
perhaps. Yeah.
They're saying the last place that Incration's adoptive mother said was in Nangarn, so there might be things there for Incration as well.
Yes.
But Incration, you're going to say you're not here next week? Sounds like what you're about
Yeah,
to
it's
say.
my wife and I's 3-year anniversary, so I won't be here next week.
Anniversary.
Congratulations.
Anniversary, yeah.